In 2022, I sought out some help from my pastor. Things in our family life had started to kind of spin out of control. My then spouse's alcoholism and gambling. There was a time that he took them to the movies and had been drinking and continued to drink and became belligerent at the movie theater in the middle of the movies and ended up kind of passing out and was asleep. My kids ended up in a situation that was not safe because he was mentally and verbally abusive to them, and I was no longer going to put my kids' safety or their mental or emotional well-being on the line anymore. And so I made him leave, and that is the night that he went out and he got a DUI, and he actually crashed into a car in front of him. I wasn't quite ready to pursue legal separation at that time. It's incredibly hard. I have 5 kids ranging from 13 years old down to 4. I am a single mom and just trying to do the very best that I can. Having gone through the legal separation now, that has meant financial freedom for us. That has meant the ability for me to have all the decision making around the children. And so they are in a much more secure place right now. We can move forward, and we can kind of create the family life that we want to have. Hopefully healthier emotionally, physically, all of the above. Nobody plans for this. Nobody plans to exit a marriage after 17 years. Nobody prepares you for the emotional breakdown of a family, the financial breakdown of a family. It's the hardest thing I've ever been through in my whole life. Ultimately, my strength comes from the Lord. Psalm 27:1, the Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? That's one of my life verses, and I would not be where I'm at today without the faithfulness of God. I do just have to speak heartily for justice and mercy. This legal process, from someone on the outside, even just going through the legal process, is so daunting and so scary, and is like, how am I going to get through this? But it made it so easy for me. They were there for me. They took the time to listen to my story, to care about me, to care about the kids, to get to know us. If I ever needed advice or have questions, they were very responsive to that. But I did tell them at the end of the case, there's a Bible verse in 1 John that says that Jesus is our advocate. I now know what that looks like because you have embodied that for me. That word, that advocate, means that you come alongside of someone in their time of need, and you stand before them and that judge, having heard their story and knowing the rights and knowing what their hopes are. And they get in the trench with you and they say, I'm going to fight for you. And Elizabeth and Amy totally embodied that for me. And know that God will never leave you or forsake you, and that He will be with you, and that He's for you, and He will send advocates like those at Justice and Mercy along your side to walk with you. You just have to take the first step and have courage. Justice and Mercy really lives up to the verse that it comes from. Justice and mercy comes from the verse that says, what is required of you but to do justice, to love mercy and to walk humbly with God. And far beyond, providing all the legal services that Justice and Mercy provides for people that need them desperately, I was treated with so much dignity and honor. They saw me in my broken human state and were able to come alongside with such compassion. So it really is doing justice, loving mercy, and walking humbly, because I never felt like my attorney or paralegal were above me in any way. They really came alongside of me and stood in the fight with me. And I would encourage people to give generously towards Justice and Mercy, because the work that they provide for families, for individuals, for this community here in Denver and Colorado, it is imperative. This is God's work. God cares for little children, and He cares for widows, and He cares for single mothers, and He cares for people that want a better life for their families. And we need Justice and Mercy to come and help us